Koran Karim is root of all Islamic beliefs. We teach Holy Quran for kids and adults. Our well-trained staff is serving Holy Quran for years. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, once said, "From among my Muslim Ummah followers, a military can sail on the ocean as a king sits on his throne." Ram asked him if she would be one in all them. He answered that she would be one among the foremost among them. Ram came from a well-known family. She was maternal aunt of Anas bin Malik. Her two brothers, Hiram bin Milhan and Salim bin Milhan, participated within the battles of Badr and Uhud. She was wife of noble companion of Holy Prophet, Abu Talha. Her husband was Amr bin Qais bin Zayd, and her son was Qais bin Amr bin Qais. These were two eminent companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, who were martyred at the Battle of Badr. After her husband's death she married Ubadah bin Samit, a famous commander of the Muslim army. She had a son by this wedding, Muhammad bin Ubadah bin Samit. Generosity, benevolence and therefore the spirit of sacrifice were associated a part of this noble lady's nature. Her ambition was to be martyred within the explanation for Islam, and in pursuit of this intense need she left no stone right side out. She lived on the outskirts of Al-Madinah, within the community of Cuba. When the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, migrated to Al-Madinah, he stopped at Cuba to rest before continuing. She was the primary among the Ansar lady to not solely settle for Islam, however additionally announce it, and she did thus before the migration of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. Ram was a awfully wise and balanced person, God-fearing, simple and pious. She commanded a awfully high position among the ladies of the Ansar. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, would usually visit her house and rest there if he was tired. Whenever the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, stopped at her place she felt grateful for his presence and she thought about serving him to be the best of honors. Anas bin Malik narrated once, that after he was at his house when the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, came there, his mother and her sister were additionally there. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, given upon them a gorgeous gift once. He told them to rise and he would lead them in a very special prayer. It had been not the time for one among the obligatory prayers. Once prayers he created a supplication to God to bless the family each during this world and therefore the hereafter. Her husband Ubadah bin Samit was a member of all the three delegations that had the honor of about to Makkah before the migration to in person pledge allegiance to God and his traveler. He was associate exemplary husband and father. He was a captivated father to Abdullah bin Amr who had been born to Ram by her initial husband. A similar love and care he gave to his own kids he gave to his wife's kids of the previous wedding. Muhammad bin Ubadah was a member of the congregation once the ayah to vary the direction Qibla for prayers to the Kaaba from Masjid al-Aqsa was disclosed. So he had the privilege of facing each the Qiblas during this one prayer. Traditions attributed to Muharram are quoted by noteworthy companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. The emotions of affection, respect and reverence for the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, nearly reached a peak of perfection within the heart of Muharram. Whenever Prophet Muhammad, may Allah bless him and his family with peace, more and more visited either her house or the house of her sister Sulaim, she organized a snug bed for him to rest. The atmosphere was such the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, too would feel a true sense of peace and joy once he known as on her. Once he was asked if there was a special reason why he visited her house thus usually. He replied that he felt an excellent sense of pity for the family ever since he saw two of her brothers being martyred within the battle. Since then, he aforesaid that he visited her to ascertain to her desires, and to comfort her. The Ansar were noted for her spirit of sacrifice, generosity and welcome. Associated Muharram was an embodiment of this spirit. This spirit is authorized within the words of the noble Al-Quran. And people who, before them, emigrants, had homes in Medina, and had adopted the religion, love people who migrate to them, and don't have any jealousy in their hearts for that they need been given, and provides them, emigrants, preference over themselves even if they were and would like of that. Allah was thus happy with the Ansar for the migrants of Makkah that God immortalized their altruistic character in his Al-Quran. There was no distinction between men or girls during this show of selflessness. And it appeared Muharram was blessed in additional than ample life with this typical generosity of spirit. The family was lucky to own the blessings and goodwill of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. What additional will one evoke during this world? When he gave up the ghost, he was terribly proud of her for the exceptional services she rendered.